Hey, what's good, everybody? We bike. It's your co-host Lisa Sovereign, along with
Bye.
along with Sir Knight. What's good, man? We got a little gameplay going on for you, and got some news to talk about, man. Some big news with Game Pass.
Dude, awesome news.
Some disappointing news with PlayStation. Of course, we got some good old God of War news as well. They got a little gameplay that was leaked, and then what's the last topic we got? It was something else. I know it
And
was
then
something.
Sony price hike. We got
Sony price
Atomic
hike.
Heart. We got Call of
Assassin's
Duty.
Creed Mirage
Assassin's Creed.
was finally leaked. That I think that's supposed to be like the big Assassin's Creed, right? That they were supposed to have like constantly just upgrading it, updating it, or something, or no?
Dude, I think so. But that was codename Assassin's Creed Infinite, right? Or something like that.
You're right. You're right. It
So
was.
I don't know if that's what
I'm
this is
not
supposed to
sure.
be. But
Okay. Well, so let's see. Before we get started, man, what you been up to this week?
dude, so I was telling you before the pod started, right? That
Huh?
I went up north to visit Ishmael,
Right.
right? And
To the board game convention.
to the board game convention. And the
Can
board game
you buy
convention,
anything there before you start? Like, can you buy
okay,
anything?
there's no board games to buy.
That
So
sucks.
basically, it's just like a bunch of people, not a bunch, I'll say 30 people. It's a very
Yeah.
small convention.
Okay.
Come and they basically just bring their own board games and they have like a wall, like a huge wall of games. So
Mm-hmm.
Ish brought like 30 games with them. He brought like a lot
Damn.
of games with them, dude, a whole
Okay.
lot. And then like everyone else has like their own little cubby with like all their games. Now I flew up, so I couldn't really bring games up, right? Because I can't really carry
Yeah.
a lot on the flight.
Right.
But we were just playing board games. But it's just funny because I was cracking up because it's been like probably 3 years, almost maybe 3 or more years since I've been
Yeah, it's
up
been a
there to
while
this
since you've been
board
to that
game
thing.
convention. And it's dude, man, I'm just like feeling my age, bro.
What
Like
you
it's
mean,
so
though?
crazy. Okay, because the convention's up in the mountains at a summer camp up in the
Yo,
mountains.
that's up there
And
breathing
so
hard trying to play the board games.
I can't sleep in the bunk, dude. I can't breathe. Like the food is like the little kid food. It's like playing with my stomach. I'm like,
Damn.
dude, I feel like I'm dying up here, man. Like, and that's
Yeah.
just like crazy to me, man. How like just the 3 short years. I swear, bro. I don't know if it was like this for you, but I swear,
Uh-huh.
like once I crossed the 35-year-old threshold, it felt like all of a sudden I started feeling my age. I felt like I felt
Yeah.
good, like 31, 32. I felt good,
You feel
33.
like you
And
on
then
the
you
world.
still feel, yeah, you still feel young and like invincible. And then, dude, for some reason, crossing into that back half of the 30s, now all of a sudden, man, I'm feeling like my knee hurts, my feet hurt. I can't run anymore. My shins hurt. Like all of a sudden, I just feel like I'm falling apart, man.
Man, dude, I was, for the first like 2-3 years of, probably like, let's say like from 2 to 4 with
Uh
my
huh.
daughter, we were going to like
Oh,
amusement parks like
yeah.
constantly. We were
Yeah.
going to like Disneyland like damn near every other weekend, sometimes every weekend because we had the passes and stuff.
Right.
And like, dude, I was like okay, like
37?
I was
Done.
straight, man. And
Yeah.
then like this, I think it was like last year or something like that. We did it was I think it was like towards the end of last year or like really early this year. Everybody wanted to go to California Adventureland and stuff like that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
bro, I tell you, all my shit was hurting. I felt like I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like
I
this, it doesn't make
do.
any sense. Like I
Oh
was
gosh.
literally, I was literally like stopping to sit down because my back was hurting. Like every like 10, 15 minutes, because you gotta stand in them long ass lines and shit. Um,
Yep.
and then like something was going on with my in-laws, and so we had got a little one of them little
Moped.
scooters, them little scooter joints. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when she was good, I was like, hey yo, can I borrow that? Like I'm
Young,
rolling around
healthy,
everywhere.
young and healthy, but you need to be trolleyed around, man. You got to be
Yeah, man.
trolleyed around a bit.
I was like, shit, man, I don't know if I can do this all day stuff no more, man. Like,
Dude,
I
I
don't know. I'm old
totally
and washed,
feel
man.
you. I totally feel you. Like I was like, oh, this is no biggie. That was fun last time we did this. And I'm up there and I thought the exact same thing. What am I here? What am I doing
Man.
here? Like we just Ish, can we just go back to your house? Can I get a real bed, please? Like I cannot handle. I'm sleeping on a board basically in the bunk, dude, and
Yeah.
I cannot get comfortable, dude. Like I got like no sleep, and then we're playing till like 1 a.m.
And you
Like,
tired
dude,
as shit? You
I'm
like dog
tired.
tired?
I'm so tired. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what happened, but like 3 years now, I
Man.
just all of a sudden this isn't for me, man. I think next time let's just play at your house, Ish. Like I
Yeah, bro.
cannot do
I
this
will
camping
fly
stuff
out and
anymore.
I will bring
I
board
will
games and
fly
we would
out.
just play at your house, man.
Let's just chill,
I'm
dude. We'll have our
chilling.
own convention. Like I can't
Yeah.
be going up in the mountains like this anymore, dude. Like I totally hear you, man. It's the same as that thing. Trying to catch your breath because the thin air, trying to sleep. Like, and the food
Yeah.
they were giving me, I was like, dude, my
It was
stomach is kind of
ass.
like rupturing. And so it was like quite an experience, man. So I was telling my wife about that. We were
Yeah.
all laughing about it. I was like, dude, it's weird. It's like I feel fine when I eat, but for some reason when I was whatever, because it's that kid food, it's like, the boiled hamburgers and like pancakes and all the stuff they give you at
All
camp,
that bullshit. Yeah.
like the DiGiorno, I don't know, the handmade pizzas, all that stuff that kids
Yeah.
really like, but I can't eat it anymore, man. So it's like doing a
Mm.
number on me. But yeah, so that's kind of like my experience, man, since I last seen you. Like I
Yeah.
was on that little excursion, dude, and it did not bode well. Did
Yeah.
not
That's
bode well for future Camus Com. It's what it's called, Camus Con
Camus.
adventures, man. Yeah,
Mm.
Camus. I always wanted you to come to one of them, but yeah, I think we're past our prime, bro. Like you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it, man.
I don't know if I mentally prepared for it ahead of time, I could like make sure I get plenty of rest.
If I could
so
do it, I would have to make sure I drove. I think that way I can bring like a little mattress, like a blow up mattress, so I could sleep on
Yeah.
some a little
Or
fan.
just bring a big enough suitcase and just, I mean, like,
Maybe,
because we
yeah,
don't be
just check
bringing a lot
it.
of stuff, so it's just
Yeah,
one bag. Put your
you
clothes
have
in
to
one and then
really
air
plan
mattress
it.
in the other.
You got to go old man. You got to go hardcore old man, dude, and like maybe you can handle it. But like yeah, I totally overestimated what I could handle.
Yeah,
Just
man.
3 short years, man. It's crazy.
That's
But anyways,
funny.
what you been doing, man? I know you were doing something last Friday.
Yeah. So, what was I doing last Friday?
You
Nothing.
said
No,
you were
man.
out with your wife, and then all of a sudden it hit you, and you're like,
Oh
"Dude,
yeah,
what's going on? Why are we talking on the pod right now?" You were out
yeah,
somewhere, just totally oblivious.
yeah. We was doing some runs, just doing some errands and stuff like that. We had hit Target and some else. We were grocery shopping or something, and I was just out, and I'm like, something's off. What the fuck am I forgetting? And then I looked at the time and I'm like, oh shit, it's 8 o'clock. Like I didn't even
That's
message
funny,
anybody like,
man.
yo, when we potted. Like you
That's
know what I mean?
funny, man.
I completely forgot. And you said you
Well, what's
told me
funny?
about your event, and I'm like, bro, I can't even remember that shit, dude. Not
Dude, what's
nowhere in
funny
my
too?
mind do I even like, oh, like when you told me, oh yeah, I remember that. Like I do not remember none of that shit.
That's funny, dude. And like, even if you try, I told you, even if you tried messaging me, I was in the mountains, dude. I was like
You
off
was
the
out
grid.
$10.
Yeah, I was off the grid, yo. Like
Yeah.
I'm gone. So I wouldn't have even have seen that message.
Yeah, but all I've been playing really is more Far Cry 5. Trying
Okay,
to
nice.
play
Oh,
that. So
you
I
really
kill.
enjoying it? You feeling it now?
Yeah. I
Sick,
told you.
right?
I told
Yeah,
you I like
yeah.
it. Yeah, I kind of like it a little bit more than
Mm-hmm. The 6?
6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just because it feels more
Mm-hmm.
realistic in a
Got more
sense.
authentic feel to it. Yeah, yeah. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. Yeah.
and whatnot. So I kind of like it. There's some things that I could do without, but that I would like change to the
Uh-huh.
6. But for the most part, I like it.
Have you
Like
found any
I
of those unique weapons yet?
no, but honestly, I have not been looking for them. Really,
Okay.
like I'll go to a stash here and there when I see it, and it's like on my way. But I really just been trying to do enough to get the one of the lieutenants out so I can kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I literally just been
Yeah.
going to the story. I haven't been doing no
Yeah.
extras.
Yeah.
Oh, let me collect everything. Let me go and try to kill these animals or capture these fish or whatever. You know what I mean? I haven't been doing all that stuff,
Right.
but I've been having fun. You know what I mean? And I've been doing that, and then I bought the battle pass for Naraka, so I was trying to make sure that I utilize
That's
it.
cool. That's
It's
cool.
something weird, dude.
I'm
Like,
glad you did that.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the moment you buy a battle pass, it's like, oh, you put money into it, and if you don't play it, you just wasted it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like
That's the
I
idea of the
gotta
battle
make
pass,
sure I
man.
get my
You got to
money's
make sure
worth.
you log in every day. Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah, but dude, like my father-in-law plays that shit. Like that's the only game he plays right now. Like I
Dude, you got
legit
him
don't see
on
him
it.
on shit else. I'm like, damn,
Dude,
dude.
you
Like
got
he
him
told
on
me,
it.
I was playing with him before the pod, and he was telling me he was like solar 2 or something like that. And so it's like bronze, silver, gold, platinum. You know what I'm saying? Like you climbing them ranks, you know what I mean? And he's over
Yeah.
platinum. You know what I mean? Or he's all the
Dude.
way up there, and so it gets to like I think the
Interesting.
highest rank is like Asura or something like that. But it takes a lot,
No,
man.
no,
But
Asura, that's freaking beginning after the end, man.
yeah.
Right? I wonder if they stole that. 'Cause that's like
I,
what the
I don't
gods
think
are,
so.
right? Asuras are like the gods.
Yeah, something like that. They were like the dragons. The
Dude,
the
that comes
dragon
out in a few
clan.
days, right? That comes out in a few days, right?
Yeah, I think it's actually it was supposed to be like the 30th, September the 30th.
Yeah, and I think
Or
next week
wait,
on
not
the
September,
8th.
August the 30th.
Oh, and then next week
Okay.
on the 8th, book 5 of King's Dark Tidings comes out, bro.
Bro, man, I don't got enough audible credits for it. I'm
You gotta
gonna have to
return
return
some.
some.
Yeah.
I gotta go through the loop of having to call them up and be like, hey,
I know.
return
I hate the
this
call
book,
up,
and
but
this
I
book.
know. I know. It's like, give me these ones
And
back.
like,
It's really easy, but it's just a nuisance. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so I just been playing like a shitload of Naraka. I was up this morning at like 3 a.m. I was just handing fools. I was just waxing ass left and right, man. Like they were just falling. Like
Dang, dude. You're getting
I would go.
trophy, huh?
I had like crazy luck. I'm scooping like all the weapons I need and stuff, and then I would knock a couple down, and it's just me and like other dude. And it's like a duke to the end. You know what I mean? Like fight to the death. But yeah, man. So I've been having tons of fun. I
That's
still
cool.
need
I
you to
need to
get
join
on it.
that,
Like
I guess, man.
like
Yeah.
if I'm not doing nothing after, well, you said you got a meeting after the pot or
I got a
whatever,
meeting,
but
but maybe tonight I'll hop
or
on
to,
late tonight
or tomorrow
when
morning or
my
something
wife
like
goes
that.
to bed.
But yeah, let
Yeah.
me know,
Yeah.
man. I'll
Yeah.
definitely play.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So let's get into this
Oh
first
yeah, we're gonna
topic,
play
man.
some gameplay here real quick. Did I play some Hearthstone while we're talking?
Okay,
Is there any class you want me to play? I usually play
what
Rogue,
they got?
Paladin, Hunter, or Warlock. These are the kind of the 4 ones I've been playing here.
Okay,
So I got like this Paladin deck. All it has is Paladin cards only. So no
okay,
other cards. I call it no neutral. So no,
okay.
it's no neutrals, only Paladins. Then I have my
Hmm.
favorite Rogue deck, Edwin,
Hmm.
SI7 Agent Edwin.
Yeah.
And then I got my Quest Hunter, which is like the machine gun where I keep shooting the hero power a million times. It's pretty cool.
All
Pretty fun.
right, let me see that one. Do the hunter.
All right, I'll do the hunter. All right, we'll play the hunter deck. Anyways, but yeah, getting onto these topics, man. Did you catch out this God of War gameplay revealed today?
Yeah, man, dude. I was excited to see that the Blades of Chaos were on him. You know what I mean? I believe he was going to retrieve them under his bed at the very end of God of
Mm-hmm.
War, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we never actually got to like utilize them. I don't think.
Yeah, what do you think
Right?
about this though, man? Where he throws the Blades of Chaos and uses them as like a grappling hook.
I thought that was like, that was
He's
like
never
some
done that before,
innovative
right?
stuff. Yeah, I mean, like not innovative we ain't never seen before, but like at least Kratos is like advancing. You know what I mean? He's like using these blades
Yeah.
in every way possible, which is cool. I mean, obviously they've just made obstacles that he would need to use it, because most of the stuff was like on flat playing fields and whatnot. But it's
Mm-hmm.
cool because it adds more scaling. Now you can go higher up in the map, and maybe you'll be able to traverse up and down fairly quickly. So that's gonna be cool. I saw that little shield and whatnot. I was listening to the Game Informer guy talk about this video, and he was saying that you could imbue your Blades of Chaos or your axe with either ice or fire. So that would be
Mm-hmm.
really interesting to do
Well,
your
I think
Blades of Chaos.
blades
You
is
always
fire.
fire. Hmm?
I think it's only fire for the blades and only ice for the axe, from what I was
Maybe, but
understanding.
I guess so. But maybe it's just like you're using the weapons and then you can imbue them with the attribute because he was holding the axe and it looked regular, and then he held the button down and then it iced over, and then he started using it and was doing
The
like ice
axe, yeah,
attack
yeah.
stuff
I
like
never
that.
saw
So
him imbued the blades of chaos with ice though.
yeah, maybe it wasn't.
I
Maybe
did
it was
see him
just
imbue the
imbuing it
blades
with
with
fire
fire
or
though.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought
I
it was
definitely
pretty
saw
cool.
that.
I mean, the axe was a cool addition for a weapon, and I thought that the blades of chaos were just always a wicked weapon. I want to see if they bring any of the other stuff back. You remember like the sword of Olympus or whatever that was,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
like
that's right.
yeah, that big ass like blade that you got to wield for a minute. That shield that you got to throw around that was kind of like you were playing Captain America and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I want
Yeah,
to see if those come out, if those come back.
I'm pretty sure and this might be strong. I'm pretty sure, dude, that the way it's gonna work this time is how like you started off with just your axe, right? Like you had just your axe when you first started the
Yeah,
game off before.
right.
And then like after a while you got your blades of chaos. And then like towards the end you got that Olympus sword, right? Like it wasn't that the order?
You're not talking about the last God of War,
The
right?
first God, yeah, 2018. Yeah, the last God of War, the one before just this one.
I don't think we got that Olympus blade. I don't think we got a blade, a sword, or anything. And
What were all the
I don't
weapons we
remember.
got? What were
I
all the
thought that it
weapons we
was
got?
just the axe. Atreus had the bow, but I thought it was literally just the axe, and then like maybe like some type of a shield or something like that that he was utilizing. I can't remember honestly. Let me see if I can look.
Yeah, because it felt like we were with the blades and the axe the whole game pretty much.
Yeah.
And then like you got a special weapon like towards the end. And I think that's
Mhm.
gonna happen here. I think we're gonna have the blades and the axe like the majority of the time. And then at some point, mid to late game, we're gonna get the freaking Mjolnir or whatever, the hammer of Thor, I think.
Oh, okay. The Mjolnir or something
Yeah,
like that.
Mjolnir or whatever that weapon's called. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
think is gonna
So
happen, dude. And that's gonna be sick. I know I'm pretty 100% positive we're gonna get to play with Thor's hammer. Because like, why would they make that part of like the special edition box? You get Thor's hammer if you weren't
mhm.
gonna be able to play with that in the game. Like, I think it's
Yeah,
gonna be a big part of it too. And I think you're gonna be able to imbue it with lightning, and
that
then
would be
like
sick.
maybe like use the lightning as like an energy source. Maybe like unlock doors and stuff. That'd be cool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So it looks like it was the Leviathan axe, the Guardian shield, and then Atreus got the Talon bow, and then there was the Blades of Chaos. But for some reason, I can't remember using the Blades of Chaos that much. But I guess it was there for quite a bit of the game. So just using the Blades of Chaos more, but I guess with more utility use than just cutting heads off and shit.
Yeah,
So
that's so cool, man. How you can freaking use it as a grappling hook now. That's a whole new dimension.
yeah,
But
especially
I
being
will.
that if you pull somebody to you and whatnot. But yeah,
Oh
all of
yeah,
that
or just
stuff.
like come get over here, kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
sort of
I
thing.
I like that they said I think each of the weapons have like a special kill um thing that you can choose. Like you can run up on somebody, hold a button down, and you'll grab them and do like some special kill or something like that. What
Dude, these
happened?
freaking Hearthstone guys, so effing frustrating. Every game I'm running into this freaking bullshit. Every
What?
game, dude.
What's happening?
This freaking damn guy right here, see this
Uh
card?
huh. Yeah,
It's
Theo Tor.
so infuriating, man.
What does it do?
It's infuriating.
His hand and swaps them.
Dude, so they wait until I finish my quest. I do all this work to finish my quest. I finally finished it. I got
Yeah,
my minion to kick this guy's ass to show you what machine gun is like. And
yeah.
then they wait and they do this damn fucking bullshit where they summon this Theotar guy who
Uh huh.
looks at 3 cards in my hand, takes one for himself, and then gives me one from his hand. So they just take my minion that I just
Oh,
worked so hard to get and
and then
ruin
they
my whole deck.
you
They ruin my whole deck.
can you get it back though?
No, I can't get it back. I have
Damn.
no way
Is
of
that
getting
the
it
minion
back.
right there, the 2/4 guy?
No, it's this guy right here. This 2/4
Oh.
guy allowed him to do it twice.
Oh, okay.
So he like triggered it twice.
Mm.
Really frustrating, man.
So, but I'm saying, what's the minion that you did have in your hand that you were trying to use?
Oh, it's called right here. You see the green rim? See Master Marksman?
That's
The
Blizzard
green
or
rim,
something?
5 mana, 7/7.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
That
the
guy.
monster he just stole from me. And
Oh,
it
damn.
has zero use for him.
So
But
he
he
just
just
did it to get
stole
it
it
out
from me.
your hand. That's all.
Yeah, he just did it to screw me up, just F me over.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
Like, yeah, it's really frustrating.
That's
I
tough.
doubt I can win now because my whole entire deck revolves around that. So I'm probably not going to have any chance of winning this game because everyone's doing this. It's like the 90th time this has happened to me.
So they just found something to combat that that freaking hunter then.
Yeah,
That
look at
hunter.
he plays it. That's my minion right there. That's what he just stole from me. He took my minion. It's just so
Okay.
frustrating because he only sees
The
3
rest of the
cards, but
game
they
spells you cast refresh your hero power.
yes, whenever he
But how do
casts
you
a
use it
spell.
infinitely? Do you just have a lot of spells in your deck?
Well, all these are spells down here.
Oh,
And
okay.
then my quest sets my hero to 0. See how it says 0 mana?
Yeah,
See how it's the crystal has a 0 in it?
right.
That means that as long as I'm casting a spell, this refreshes. When I play this guy, for the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the game, spells you cast refresh your hero power. So like I use it, I shoot it right now,
Yeah.
right? Then I use a spell, it refreshes it, I shoot it, it
Can't you do that
refreshes
right
it.
now with it out on the field though, or it has to be on your
No,
side?
because it's his card. So for the rest of the game, your spell. So yours as him now. He stole it
Oh,
from me,
okay. Yeah.
right? So it's like I have no way of like
So you got to kill it and then raise it from the dead then,
somehow, some way, I guess.
like you did.
But
Well, oh, but you don't have no raise the card from the dead.
yeah, so I'm not gonna be able to really, get this. I doubt I could win this game. I'm gonna try. But it's just so infuriating because it's just so cheap, doesn't feel good. It's just an easy way of winning. I hope
Yeah.
Blizzard that trash, man.
Yeah, but back to God of War, man. I'm excited to finally get a chance to play this year. Hopefully they don't push it back. It looks like it should last the duration to come out this year, man, because I think everybody's been waiting for it. So I'm
Dude,
I
he's gonna do it
want to
again
play the dang
probably.
thing, man.
No, he's not. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, man. When I first saw it, in all honesty,
Mm-hmm.
like it is relatively lackluster, dude. Seeing God of War
Mm-hmm.
because when we first saw the God of War remake in 2018, it was like jaw dropping because
Yeah, it was different.
it
It was
was
so
so
different.
different, like so different. It was like a
Right.
whole nother echelon of like transformation. Now, now it just feels like the same. So I'm not like as excited because it's like, okay, I've seen this, I've done this, I've played this. Does it look fun? Heck yeah. Like I
Yeah.
can't wait, like you said, to play it. But I'm not as like out of
Super
my seat
pumped.
excited. Yeah, because it's just the same thing. It looks like, for all intents and purposes, God of War DLC.
Yeah.
Just looks like God of War DLC, man?
Yeah, I
So it's
mean,
like,
it's not. I don't think I wouldn't pre-order it unless they, until like maybe the day or two before, just in case they had like something worthwhile getting the pre-order with.
uh-huh.
But yeah, it's nothing that I would like. I wouldn't get no crazy like collector's edition box or nothing like that for it, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely I'm ready to play it. You know what I mean? It's been a while, so a good first party title. You know what I mean is due. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Exciting. Sony needs a game bad, really bad. And so like
Yeah, it's
a
been a
lot's
little dry
riding
on my
on this.
PlayStation for a bit.
Yeah, a lot is riding on this, man. They really need it bad. I don't know. PlayStation's been taking some L's once again. This is a big PlayStation L stream. This is our one hype right here. God of War. This is it because the rest of the news has been real rough, bro.
It's not like
Real rough on
they ain't
PlayStation.
taking like too many L's, but they
Dude,
definitely
it's
they
bad.
definitely ran across some hardships for sure.
It's bad L's, homie. It's not
But
looking good, man.
yeah, but let's move on to the next topic, man. Assassin's Creed. It looks like some photos had leaked earlier this week or last week, somewhere around that time. And like a couple pictures popped up. I guess some dude on YouTube, Jonathan or something like that, had leaked some images or whatnot. And then once the cat was out of the bag, they were like, "Oh yeah, we'd like to show you guys our new game that we've been working on, Assassin's Creed Mirage, and wait until September 10th to know more about it." So I feel like their hand was kind of pushed to like release it, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I do think that they had the all of the PR stuff like typed and ready to go. It's just that they probably weren't ready to release it yet. But the moment John dumbass leaked the photos, it's like, okay, we got to put this shit out here real quick. It's just make it a happenstance, like, oh, it just happened to be the same day we were releasing this other information.
Look at
But
this asshole dude I'm playing against. He's just using my own hero against me. It's so frustrating, man.
yeah, is this the
So
same dude or a different
Yeah.
guy?
No, he's
Okay.
he got me.
Yeah,
He just stole my hero. He would have been dead long ago. It's so infuriating.
yeah, you got.
Anyways, yeah, I was gonna ask you
What you call it?
on this Assassin's Creed,
Mhm.
like what was that Ubisoft Forward already known, or did they announce that Ubisoft Forward with this? I can't
No,
remember.
I
Do you
never
know?
saw Mirage. I never saw the name Mirage.
Okay, what about the Ubisoft Forward thing? Like, did you hear ever about that, or was that just with this Mirage announcement?
What was the forward?
Because they said like September 10th, we're gonna reveal more of
Oh,
Mirage.
that's the name of the event.
Yeah, kind of
Gotcha.
like the PlayStation showcase, or
Right.
um,
Yeah, no, I've never heard of that. I mean, they probably have had a Ubisoft forward. I think they've had a forward before. I think that's their normal thing. Now, how
yo,
often they do
what's up,
it, I don't
Legend
know.
305? How's it going, man?
Hey, it was good. But yeah,
So
so
basically, I was thinking because kind of like what you were thinking was
mhm.
like, shoot, man, this stuff is leaked. We might as well just do a forward as well, right? We'll just do a
Yeah, I
Ubisoft
don't.
forward and just show it all. You know
Yeah, I
what I
don't think
mean?
they
Right?
had any like intentions of putting that Ubisoft forward out there or anything like that. I'm like I said, I think that they had all this stuff ready to play it whenever they wanted to drop it. But yeah, I definitely think that it was like, oh shit, all these images are out. There's all this buzz, so let's just roll with it. You know what I mean? Because people are talking about it. So no time better to strike than now. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I
but
agree
yeah,
100%.
the images were interesting. The pictures that were shown, it showed like an Assassin's Creed Mirage, and then it said like 40 Thieves Quest or something like that. And so that's like really weird that this article that I was reading was also saying it like that's kind of the way that they present it when they're presenting DLC. So
Mm,
it's almost as if the DLC for the damn game got leaked more so than the actual like images for the main game or the
right.
information for the main game. And I mean it kind of sucks in a way that you would have DLC already prepared for the game when you haven't even released the game nor talked about it. Like why wouldn't it just be in the game? But I mean, maybe it's something that's like comes free with like pre-order or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's not like later down the road or whatnot. But
Yeah, that's interesting, dude. That might be the hint, like you were talking about before the show, with the whole
mhm.
Ubisoft Infinite, how it's going to be like the recurring world, like
Yeah,
maybe implying like this is going to be like this is it now, like this is Assassin's Creed, and
oh,
we're
it
just going
could
to
be.
recur it, with like the DLC kind of, imagery.
So they have like different aspects of it. So they give you like this 40 Thieves, and then they'll give you like something else that's like Black Flag related or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
exactly,
everywhere.
exactly.
I mean, that would be cool. I mean, I don't mind it being like a central Assassin's Creed hub game, and then you're just buying DLCs because that means the DLCs would be cheap. But if it's the extent of a real game, then it'd be cool. If all the data is there and they're just adding like a little bit more information and then making you pay $20 for potentially a whole new game or a whole new series of quests and adventure to take on. Then I would rock with that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure,
so
man.
I mean, definitely, looking out for September 10th so we can catch that information and see exactly what they have to bring. Because I know we've been wondering what this Infinite is about and things like that. And so, yeah, to see if they give us a little clarity, if they at least, if this is not Infinite and it doesn't have anything to do with Infinite, can you at least mention like, Infinite is coming, but this is like until Infinite comes or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, who knows? But yeah, so let's move on to the next topic we got, man. Xbox. It looks like they were having a little interview with Phil Spencer.
Well, really quick, before we move on to Xbox, homie, on this Assassin's Creed, what kind of vibe did you get for it? Like, what kind of game does it feel like to you? Like, does it feel like where they've been going, the direction they've been going, kind of like with this, or does it, to me, this feels like a reboot. Like they're going back to the roots, this almost felt like old school.
I mean, they said they're going to like 860, 870 or something like that, like BC or some shit. So, I mean, it's like it's pretty far back there. I kind of felt like maybe with the title and whatnot, you might get like some Aladdin vibes, going on over there in the area that it's in and what they're dealing with. So, I mean, I don't really know what to expect, but I definitely hope that they go back to that that real like assassin, type of mentality. It just seemed like the Assassin's Creeds that we've just had, like the last maybe 2 or 3 of them, have just been like somebody who could do assassinations.
Yeah, it wasn't like a real
not like
order of
an
assassins.
assassin. Yeah, not somebody from the order, but somebody who was brought in because they had like a good position in the world that they could make, some type of a difference, or they just happen to come across a guy, save him, and invite him to your camp, and now he knows how to do assassinations, and so he just teaches you and just like, here, take this. Now, like, not earning the shit. I don't know. It felt like
Look,
you weren't from the beginning.
I wised up, man. He did that. The mage did this exact same thing again. See? See this dude right here? He's trying to steal my guy again. But I made sure that I didn't finish my quest until my dude here was in my hand.
Oh, okay. But I thought you said I thought you said that card switches from your hand.
I put it onto the field. So okay. I made sure I had enough mana. I made sure I had enough mana to play him when I got him. So last time I finished the quest too early and it just came to my hand. I didn't have the mana to play him. So that's when he played this little Theodore guy and stole him from my hand. This time around, I made sure that when I finish that quest, I have enough to play that dude in the same turn. So he can't steal from me.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So now I'm good.
That's your way to go around it then, is you just make sure the dude's on the field before you drop that off.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I'm doing. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Yeah. So I gotta watch. Here it goes. Check this out. So I'm gonna shoot the face, right? So see, my hero power is gone, right? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot this guy right here. Actually, I'm just gonna shoot the face with that, and then see my hero power reset.
Yeah. Then you use it again,
and now I'm gonna use it again on this guy. So I'm gonna kill that guy, right? And then I'm gonna use this. It resets again. Shoot the face. And then I'll play this guy here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm constantly refreshing my hero power and shooting the guy in the face.
Gotcha.
Right?
And because you have so many spell cards, you just
that's kind of like why I call it Machine Gun Hunter, because I'm just constantly shooting two damage over and over and over again to his face. Right. Okay. So now this guy's kind of on the ropes now because he's trying to freeze me out, but I have my hero power, so it's gonna be really hard for him to beat me. But he can do a lot of damage at one turn too. So
as long as the guy is out there on the field, it don't matter if he's frozen or not. Like he still gets his
effect. Yeah, his effect is out. It's nothing he can do about it now. Like I got my effect at least, but we'll see what happens.
Right.
But anyways, what you were saying about Assassin's Creed?
I was just saying that they kind of had like a little hopefully this goes back to like the roots of Assassin's Creed, where you were already an assassin and then you were just doing your assassin shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like you
Totally.
got
I
brought
agree.
in. It was like you were an assassin. You know what I mean? So, I mean, some of the stories have been cool and whatnot, for the other assassins, but Assassin's Creeds, but it just they feel a little different. So maybe this will bring it back to the roots. But we'll see. Hopefully there's a lot of
Yeah,
more
I definitely
more like
felt like
more fabled like mystic stuff. You know what I mean? Like not genies and shit, but if you're gonna go like to around like the Aladdin times, you know what I mean? Maybe like
mhm.
making some kind of references to like Aladdin and Alibaba and different shit like that. You know what I mean? But like it was just kind of weird, going to Jotunheim and doing all the other stuff in Valhalla and things like that. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like a regular. It didn't feel like the old Assassin's Creed. It felt like it's something else. It didn't really feel like Assassin's Creed. It just felt like you were playing a Viking who could assassinate people.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
But
So
yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be more. It even says right here, the game will reportedly attempt to recreate Assassin's Creed Unity's huge crowds, which I really liked Assassin's Creed Unity. I know it didn't get like the best reviews, but like that was one of the funnest ones for me. So
Oh
like, I don't know, I just really enjoyed that exploring that city and doing all the assassination quests and stuff in that city.
yeah.
So I don't know. That's just kind of like I was kind of excited about that. So I'm kind of cool that they're going back to the roots. Although I really did really like the I liked the what you call it, the
RPG aspects of like
RPG
origins
aspects
stuff.
of the origins. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid I might miss out on. But
Well, hopefully, maybe they're
yeah,
able to like mesh too, together. You know what I mean? But yeah, that looked like
but
some
yeah.
shit right there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because these stupid little volatiles, these little volatile skeletons.
Oh, they pop off.
I played this one card that it deals 2 damage to every minion on the field, and every
Mm.
minion you kill, you summon one of these skeletons for everyone you kill. So
Oh,
I
okay.
killed like 5 of the minions, so I got like 5 of these skeletons, and
Damn.
so he just like did Blizzard to kill. Look at all my skeletons. See all the skeletons there?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
those do whenever those die, they do 2 damage randomly. So
Oh,
it's just
shit.
like
Yeah,
machine,
yeah.
yeah,
Everything
just
was
like
getting hit.
I just machine gun the living daylights out of them. Yeah, check
Yeah.
this out. This card right here, it does 6 damage to a minion, and
Hmm.
excess goes to the hero's face. So he doesn't realize
Oh,
I'm
so those
clever.
guys.
Usually
Yeah.
people like to do, the enemies, but I'm going to shoot my own minion. So I just said 5 to his face right there with that. It resets my hero power. Shoot him in the face again. I'll shoot him again. Shoot him again. Shoot him
Damn.
again. And that's
Oh,
game.
you wrecked them. Yeah, that's
Good
GG.
night. Good night. Lay down. So all I gotta do is make sure I play my hunter minion before they get that
Before you
beard, or
finish your
yeah,
quest.
before I finish my quest. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. Or at least
exactly.
have all of that in the same turn. You can finish your quest and play your minion
That's
before
right.
it's
I have
over.
to be able to make sure I finish my quest and play
Yeah,
the dude before they Theodore me.
yeah.
And
Don't be a
that's
dummy.
don't be a dummy. That's the advice.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But
we're moving
anyways,
on
yeah,
here. Yeah.
yeah. Let's move on to Phil Spencer, man. So he was having a little talk, and they asked him about what he was planning on doing with all of that stuff he acquired from Activision, and he was like, "Well, shit, I thought we already talked about this. I thought it was already kind of like, assumed
Dude,
that I would
we
be
didn't
putting."
know.
I thought I would be putting Overwatch, Call of Duty, and Diablo and shit on Game Pass. Like, and I mean, like, I thought that would be the way you would go, right? Like you would just anything that you acquire, your company acquires, right? You're gonna put that shit on Game Pass. That's your bread and butter. That's what you've been selling for so long. You know what I mean? That's what you've been hyping up every chance you get. This is on Game Pass. That's on Game Pass. Like you don't create anything out of your studios and it not be on Game Pass. That's like impossible. So it was just a matter of time as to when this was going to happen, and they haven't even finished their buyout yet. The acquisition hasn't even finished yet. But it's like, yeah, that shit's going on there, man. Like,
Dude, well,
so,
I wasn't convinced that this was going on there, dude, because
no,
dude, we debated this a lot. We didn't know. We went round and around.
yeah,
I always thought that it was the wise thing to do because we know that they came out and said, right, that we're gonna make sure it's multi-plat, not exclusive. So we knew that. We
Right.
knew it wasn't gonna be exclusive. But I was saying, and we were both saying on when this first got announced, that buyout, that I think they're going to freaking they're gonna make um with Call of Duty exclusive, because that way everyone who's on the PlayStation is going to just want to get an Xbox to get Call of Duty for free year after year after year. But we weren't sure if they were going to be that ruthless or if they were going to try to sell it, because there was lots of talk too about putting it on Game Pass would hurt revenue, right? Because Call of Duty is like one of the highest selling games in the world, if not the
Right.
highest selling game in the world. So it's like losing that revenue might hurt them, but it would have been a dope move to corner the market, because lots of people play Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And to know, like, if that's the one game you play, like, that's your game, like, that's your shiz dizzle, like, that's what you play. If you know
Yeah.
you can play it for free and all the DLC for free and all the add-ons for free, dude, that would make me want to switch over from PlayStation, honestly.
I don't know.
Legitimately.
I don't now see. I don't know the extent of it, but yes, I mean, like if there's one game that I know that I'm potentially going to, that it's a guarantee that I'm going to play it every year, like 2K, Madden, or Call of Duty or something like that. I'm going to get every single one of them to go to a console that I know would then get it for free, or go to a service that I know would just have it for free. You know what I mean? And then I play a bunch of other games. My gamer mind would tell me that's logically the best way to go. But I just don't know to the extent that they'll take it. I feel like, it could be like one of those things where it was like this that one shooter that we got for free on Game Pass. What was it called? I can't remember it.
Was it the Alien one?
Yeah, the
Fireteam
one.
Alien, Ubisoft, or something like that?
No. It was the one where you had the three different guys. It was kind of like a Destiny, but you had like your abilities and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Different
Outriders.
tiles.
Outriders.
Outriders. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
So like Outriders, they gave you like the base version or whatever for free. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You got to play that one, and then they finally come out with an expansion, but the expansion is not free. So maybe it's like you don't necessarily know what it could be going like, like I don't know what the route it'll end up taking this time, so
Yeah, I just thought this was like enormous news. Absolutely enormous, because this game, Call of Duty, this singular game, is so big that if they can get it exclusively for free on Game Pass,
mm-hmm.
and if I was, like I was saying, if I was a Game Pass, like a Call of Duty guy, I would immediately buy Game Pass. Like, instantaneously, I would buy Game Pass. It wouldn't even be a question. Like, I
Yeah,
feel like this is the one thing that they could do to like absolutely boost their value, is by offering this on Game Pass. I think they're going to get millions of subscribers on Game Pass because of this.
probably, yeah.
And Diablo, dude, that's like my probably most anticipated game
Diablo
coming out.
4, man. I mean,
Yeah,
besides the
Diablo 4.
and all the other ones, coming out, like Diablo 4, I mean, Overwatch is a big game still, you know what I mean? So that's coming there. And I mean, there's it's they said PC and Xbox. So, you know, like all the people who do play these things on PC, man, it really affects them on PC. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have that issue or whatever with PlayStation or anything like that. You just bought it for PC, but you're telling me now excuse me, I don't have to buy the game. I could just buy this Game Pass thing, $4 for the PC version and play it. Like, you know what I mean? That was crazy. $4 a month for as long as you want to play the COD game. Then you cancel it. You wait until the next COD comes out, and then start it up again if you want to go. So
Yeah,
it's
I think
a
this is totally awesome.
pretty big deal, to
Uh,
like put it out there. I mean, it's always been speculation, but to have it, from the big Swiss cheese, that it's gonna go down like that, it's crazy.
yeah, that's because we were also unsure about Diablo coming to Game Pass. We weren't sure if that would be a Game Pass one, you know? And so like to be able to know for certain now that
Hmm.
like we're gonna be getting Game Pass is like
Day one.
so awesome. Like I'm
Yeah.
so hype. I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but I think you agree. You and I, we haven't played our PlayStation in a long time, bro.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
haven't.
been a long time, man, since I played my PlayStation. I
Yeah,
just
it's
feel like Xbox
it
is taking over.
yeah, it's funny because it's been quite a few months, and then like when I get on, to play, it's like, because I got my projector, hooked up to both consoles or whatever, and I think
Hmm.
the PlayStation's in slot one. So, but for some reason, if I turn it on, if I turn the projector on, it'll immediately think I want to play the PlayStation and turn it on. And I'd be
That's
like, fuck, man. So I
crazy.
got to turn on the
That's
controller,
crazy.
then I got to turn off the PlayStation and switch it to the next one so that I can turn on the Xbox. So it's like, it's forcing me to pick up the controller and whatnot. But them shit's been sitting on the shelf for a while, man. I just haven't had a need to play it. You know what I mean? Like, what am I playing right now? I'm playing Naraka. You know what I'm saying? That was free. And then I'm playing Far Cry 5, which was offered for free on Game Pass. I was thinking about buying it. But when I heard it was coming out for free on Game Pass, I was like, it's no need for me to buy it. You know what I mean? Because it's been out for a long time. You know what I mean? So I might as well just
Totally.
wait a little bit more. You know what I
Totally,
mean?
dude.
And I bought like the last game that I probably bought was Far Cry 6, but I ended up purchasing it
On
for my Xbox
Xbox.
just
Yeah.
because, that was the person who was playing with me the most was on that. So it's like, okay, if I want to do any type of multiplayer, I do it. You know what I mean? If you guys was on the PlayStation a little bit more and we were able to connect and play, then I probably would maybe have bought it, on the PlayStation or something like that, but things have changed in the last like year or so. So
Yeah, you know
I've
what I'm
just
thinking?
the
Like, you know what I'm
Xbox.
thinking about buying, dude? I'm thinking about
What,
buying one of those what?
an S?
I got an S right behind
I
you,
have an
bro.
Xbox in every room.
I'm gonna have an Xbox in every room, man. But anyways, I was thinking about buying those adapters that let you play your PlayStation 5 controller on the Xbox. And that way I get like the best of both worlds. I get the controller I like on the
Yeah.
console I want to play right now.
Mm.
Right? Like,
What adapter is that? I ain't seen that.
yeah, there exists. I was gonna buy one. I haven't bought one yet.
It must be just like a Bluetooth adapter or something like
It's
that.
like something that, yeah, you plug it in like it's a little dongle, right? You plug it in a USB port. It
Yeah.
connects to your Sony controller, and then it
Hmm.
just translates it for you. So
Oh,
you get
okay.
to play with the PS5 controller. So like
Yeah, if
that
you
would be a
find it
game
and it's
changer for me.
reasonably priced, let me know.
Yeah, yeah, I'll let you know because like
Because
that's a
that would
game
allow
changer.
me to have more that besides the fact that, like, oh, I don't like the Xbox controller, like the PlayStation controller more
Right,
or whatever
right.
that shit. I only got one controller for my Xbox. So that would allow me to have three controllers for my
Okay.
Xbox now. You know what I mean?
I actually have. I think I actually have three controllers.
Do you?
Yeah, because wait a minute. Yeah, I think you remember when my Xbox broke?
Yeah. And you had to send that bitch off?
I had
Yeah.
yeah, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
Well,
That
when
shit
they
was
sent it
disheartening
back
because you
to
had just
me,
got that home, right? You
dude,
had it
I
for like 2 weeks.
not even that, dude. It was like 2 days, and the thing burnt
Yeah,
out on
I
me.
took that shit right back to Target. Like, hey, yeah, no, we not doing this, bro. I just waited for like hours to get this thing, and I want a working version. You better put this shit back in the back and give me one of them that you guys got stocked.
Well,
Cause
dude.
oh man, that's bad. Yeah,
Man, like I had to ship it out to Microsoft, right? So I sent it out to
yeah.
Microsoft, and they sent it back to me with no controller, homie. I didn't have a
No
controller.
way.
Yeah, you remember
They
that,
stole your shit.
dude? And so I was
You're
like,
the sucker for sitting that with the
I
controller,
have,
anyways. They didn't need that damn controller.
I have no way of like playing this right now, right? So I was pretty
Yeah,
upset for sure. And
yeah.
so then like I went and got a controller, and then I called them on the phone. I was like, hey, like I sent my everything to you, my cables as well. Like I had no cables. They sent me back just the console, just
Oh,
itself.
they
No
didn't even send you
cables,
back your
no
HDMI.
power, no power. I had nothing. And so I was like, dude, this is annoying. So I had to get my controller. And then I went and bought that. There was that deal. Remember, I got that deal on that Elite. So I had an Elite and I had my controller. And then they called me and let me know that they were going to be sending me my cables and the controller. So I ended up getting another one. So I ended up having like, I think 3 controllers for
Got
this
you.
thing. So yeah, so I'm like really good on controllers for Xbox controllers, but I
Yeah.
don't like the way they feel. Like they're fine, but for like a long gaming session, for some reason it just feels too small for me. Like I need like the better feeling like of the PS5 controller. Like I remember I would go on like long sessions with like Hades
Yeah.
runs. And when I played on my PlayStation, I could play for like ever Hades. But when I played Hades on Game Pass with the Xbox controller, my hands we were like getting they were like getting sore and cramped, man. But on the PlayStation, smooth as butter, dude.
Yeah.
So like I was like, that's what I need, man. I just need to get a PlayStation controller. You know, like I need that bad. So
Well, this information just means logging more hours into my Xbox, basically. So that's guaranteeing that I'm gonna get good use with my Xbox. So I'm cool with that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like I feel like I just want to play my Xbox. Like all I want to do is just fire my Xbox up and see what they got in Game Pass and like
I
play
mean,
Game Pass, dude.
yeah,
And Call of Duty coming on Game Pass, that's kind of like the consolation prize for not getting Starfield this year. Remember, like we weren't going to get Starfield, so I was like, what exclusive can they bring out?
yeah.
But I don't even know if they're going to own it in time, so I'm not sure if it's going to be on Game Pass. Like if it's going to be on Game Pass this November,
Hmm.
that's what I don't know. Do we know is the newest Call of Duty coming out this year going to be on Game Pass? That I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
That
I
I'm not
mean,
sure.
I'm sure that I wouldn't see why you wouldn't, take that, and put it on there, if you're doing this deal, because it's like your money's my money type shit. You know what I mean? Like we're about to
Yeah,
finish this. You guys aren't gonna pocket anything extra from like your game sales or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're doing this deal or whatever. Everybody's gonna get paid still. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know
right.
what point they would have to not, if it releases before their deal finishes, that it doesn't get on Game Pass. But I guess we'll see. They might have some type of day one release. It comes out early for PlayStation or something like that. You know what I mean? They might have some type of contract for them, because they do have some exclusive stuff still that they did, like contract deals with PlayStation. So
Right.
I guess we'll see whatever they got. But yeah, for the last topic, man, let's move on to that.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to tell me no. You gotta let me know where you got that background from, dude.
You said what?
You're gonna have to let me know where you got that background from, dude.
I can definitely let you know where I got that background from. I ordered it. I had it made.
Yeah, it looks like you had it made. Did you do a Fiverr or something or what?
Yeah, Fiverr guy. It was this dude. It's this guy called Big Cheese or something like that. What's his name? But Mega Cheese. And so I hit him up to make it, and this is gonna be the screen for the NFT project that I'm working on. So this is gonna be like the main page thing.
Oh, okay.
And so to go here.
That just
So
looks like a dope background though. Like you could use
yeah,
that as like
it's a sick background, but you see,
yeah.
that's the name of the project, or Lewende.
Oh, I can't
And
even read
then
that, man. I can't read that, homie.
yeah, because it's like small or whatever. But and then this right here will be like where you can click to start playing the game and whatnot. And then I know you saw that, right? Wait, here we go.
I mean, I see
Uh,
those screens back there. I just can't read it.
Damn, I don't know why I'm messing
Yeah,
up.
I don't
But
know what that picture is.
oh, that's
It
Elden
looks like
Ring.
a oh, that's Elden Ring. Okay, I can kind of
Yeah,
see
yeah,
that now. Okay, I can
yeah. I
kind of
got
see that.
Elden Ring on there,
Did
and
you tell
then
him to do Elden Ring, or can you switch that out?
nah, you can put whatever. He had Ratchet and Clank on there, and I was like, no, take that off and do Elden Ring. And then
No, 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 no,
and
no, no,
then
no.
right
Take
here
that out.
is what one of the NFTs looks like. And then right there is like a Futurama poster. And then right here on the side, or whatever, like right there on the side, is actually a Yusuke Urameshi poster that I thought was like really dope. So I was like, throw that
Oh,
on the
that's
wall,
sick.
okay?
That's sick.
So and there's like you can't see it, but there's WLG logo like all over the place in there and stuff like that. So but yeah, man, he did that for like $20, and it's
Okay,
actually like
cool. Yeah.
it's actually a 3D room. So if you had Blender, you could go into the room, you could
Right.
expand it,
Right.
so you can play around
Did
with it
you
if you want.
like how did you find them? You just like message a few people or what?
I was just looking around for different stuff, and then I saw that guy, and it said that he can make like a 3D room of your choice, like like whatever you want in it,
Uh-huh.
type shit. And so I was like, oh, okay, bet. Well, so I hit him up and I was asking like, can you do this and this and this and whatnot? And he was like, yeah, I can put like all kinds of stuff. So I just went for like the middle tier one or whatever to get like
Uh-huh.
20 plus things or whatever in there. So
Uh-huh.
as you can see, it's a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
really see
yeah.
it, but it's sitting there underneath the TV. So it's like a couch, a table, and then the gaming setup right there, with the chair and everything. So it's all it's all on there. And I got like the three because it's three of us that do the podcast and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, but I'll shoot you the link to his thing. You can tell him I sent you when you message him, and then see what you can get made or whatever. But yeah, man. So the last topic of the day, man, Sony deciding to raise the prices through the roof on some of these foreign countries. Well, foreign to us, but to a lot of the other countries except for the U.S. I'm glad we didn't get touched. I don't know why they're touching everything necessarily. I mean, basically, the article reads that Sony wants to hike it up just because of the inflation, and how money value is going down and things like that, in all these other countries and whatnot. But
Right, right.
like a multi-million-dollar company, and we haven't heard anything about prices increasing for Nintendo, nor have we heard anything for Microsoft. So it's like, why did Sony feel like they needed to raise the prices for like Canada? I mean, Japan is getting like a crazy increase. UK, all these guys, Europe, like all these guys are Mexico even. You know what I mean? Like it's like they're seeing like a significant increase, like 10%, 15%, types of increases. It's nuts.
Right. Yeah, I have the prices down here. You could see Europe got a 10% increase. Some of these are like really big, so
Yeah,
like do we know the reason? And they just say, in my opinion, the global economic environment, but I mean, like, what kind of reason is that? I mean, I don't think I've really ever seen that before. A console going up in price from its
yeah.
original price date, like that's absurd.
Stuff like I don't know what was going on during the Great Recession, but I don't know if any consoles were out. Like if I don't know if Atari was out back then. You know what I mean? And it shot up in price, but yeah, it just seems like it's ass backwards, right? Like you wouldn't raise the price when people have no money. Like you're
Right.
really not going to sell it then. I feel like, but it could be because one of the things that was mentioned in this article was that, like, oh, coincidentally, regardless of the price increase that they did, it's still cheaper to buy it retail than to buy it from a third
Oh
party.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So like one those people who have bought it and are trying to resell it are charging like hand over
$10,
fist,
yeah.
and it leaves Sony enough room to go, what, raise it $100 or something like that. You know what I mean? And basically, I guess this increase kind of like started right after Meta decided to increase the price of their VR headset to $100 more, which is nuts because that shit's already like $400, 400, $500. So to increase that shit to 500, $600, It's crazy, man. For a little contraption that's like cool, but it don't got the best of graphics, you know?
That's crazy. Yeah, I think it's like got to be partly that, right? Like you see all the prices gouging going on in the
Yeah.
aftermarket, and you're like, shoot, we're missing out. Why don't we just up our system, a little bit and try to
Yeah.
take advantage of that, But I've never seen that before, ever. Like it's almost always been like uh once the console price is set, it is set. All it does is
Mhm.
kind of go down from there as the years go
Yeah.
on. You get like the
Dude,
disc, yeah, but not like a go
two
up like it.
years, 2 years, 3 years, it would be a slight price drop. A PS3, PS4, slight
Exactly.
price drop, not a price up,
Exactly.
a jump up. You know what I mean? That's backwards. Like, but I tell you something, man. The 22s or the 20s have been like the weirdest fucking set of years that in my lifetime I've come across. Like the shit, with COVID,
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking
Of
monkeypox.
course. Of
You
course.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, like even electric vehicles have gone up to absurd amounts because we got like chips missing. Like,
Hey man,
like we
whatever
don't have
happened with
certain.
you? Whatever happened with you in
What?
your car situation, man?
Oh, I ended up getting a Kia.
Come on. You didn't tell me you got a car?
I
You
mean,
ended up getting one?
yeah. So I got I didn't get an electric vehicle. I got a hybrid. So I got a Kia Sportage hybrid.
Oh, you went hybrid?
Yeah, because
Well, dude,
there
that
was
ruined your situation, right?
it makes it more difficult. I just have to work more. So I was working today and then I'm working tomorrow, you know what I mean? Just to make sure
Oh,
that I can
bro.
pay for the extra bill or whatever. Cause like you literally it's literally the seller's world right now with like cars. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles. They could charge whatever they want and it's like somebody's gonna buy it. It's either you want the car or you stick with your gas shit and your straight gas or whatever, and that's all you're gonna get. Like they were literally, I was calling up dealerships for the Ford Lightning, and they were.
Oh,
I
yeah,
called
yeah.
up. I called up one, or actually,
I knew the Ford Lightning wasn't gonna work for you, bro.
yeah,
That's
but
definitely
like,
not gonna work for you.
well, one called me up and they're like, "Hey, we got a Ford Lightning that's coming in. It's for somebody, but if they decide that they don't want it and they don't want to come and pick it up, do you want to be notified of it?" And I was like, "Okay, well, how much is it? What's it going for or whatever? What's the model? Oh, it's the Pro model. Okay. And what's it going for? Oh, it's going for I think he said it's going for like
Oh my
40,
god.
48, 48 or 49. And I was, oh, okay. And then he was like, yeah, so that car will come in. And then if they don't want it, then, we'll just apply a little premium to it. And then you could just come and get it. And I'm like, okay,
Apply
well,
a
what's the
premium
premium?
to it.
Yeah, what's the premium? I'm thinking like he gonna say like two G's, 3 G's, something like that, and a little change because we threw on some stupid shit that didn't necessarily need to be on there. You know what I mean? To hike the price up. He said 20 to 50K. I said, you crazy? Why you on my phone? Get off my phone. Like, why you
Dude,
talking to me right now?
I hope you said that.
I
I
literally
hope you
said,
said
I said, we don't have nothing to talk about. Because if you throwing 20K on a car that's MSRP is 39, you nuts. Like you lost it. Like, what are you guys doing? Y'all
dude.
just fucking people over just for shits and giggles?
Yeah, dude, it's
And
terrible.
he was like, well, it's actually pretty competitive compared to the other car spots around us. That's what we based our price off of. Okay, so if they fucking y'all want to fuck too, like it's crazy. Like, come on, man. Like that don't make that's wild, dude. Like
I know.
it's like
The
man.
Lightning in particular.
I'm like,
What's crazy is that
yeah,
dude who ordered he ordered his online probably. They cannot mark
probably,
up
and they can't
online
mark it
orders.
up. Yeah,
So they were
oh,
hoping this dude doesn't show
so they can get some money.
so they can mark it up on you. That's so true, man.
It's nuts, man. But like, it didn't matter whether I was going for a Ford Lightning. I was going for a Kona Electric, which is a shit car, by the way. Like it's so tiny, but and it's ugly as fuck. But I was just going because it was an electric car,
Oh
a fully
gosh.
electric car, and they
Right.
were still literally adding like an extra 10 to 15K over MSRP on that car. It
So
was just nuts.
why did you end up doing a hybrid?
I did a hybrid because I was trying to get the best gas mileage I possibly could on the car.
Yeah, I know, but why did you choose this hybrid? Like, why not a Toyota hybrid? They're
Because
the
of
best.
the size of the car.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it wasn't, you know what I mean, like it's just no room. You know, you can't really put much in like a sedan that you would if you were able to have like the, you know, a little bit higher raised, and you know, and the trunk is more open. You can put a bigger
Right,
box, things like that, you know what I mean? So like I wanted the Lightning so I could put in almost anything in there, but I couldn't
right.
get that, so I had to settle for the next thing, you know, and it was trying to get like some type of an SUV. And I saw an Ionic 5 looks really beautiful, really great car.
Yeah, yeah. The
And it was
Honda
nice
Onic
and
5.
big.
Everyone wants one of those right now.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? The price was, you know, almost like 10K over what my budget was. So and that was just like, you know, before they tacked on the little extras. So I wasn't able to get that. So it was just nothing was working in my favor. And, you know, and I had to make some moves because I was going to have to start driving every day. You know, again, I wasn't going to be able to do the carpooling that I was doing. So you know, so I just did that. But you know, once some things adjust and change, you know, hopefully you know, maybe there'll be some more lightnings out in the at the dealerships, you know, sometime next year or something like that, or a year, 2 years from now, and then
Mhm.
I'll try to get a lightning. So that's still my goal though, is to get one of those.
To get a
Those
Lightning.
puppies.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, just get a truck, a nice, you know, mileage truck, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
totally
super nice.
crazy.
But yeah, man, these freaking, you know, all this stuff is just going up in price. Everything is crazy. I still don't get it. I don't understand it that you would try to bleed people who can survive even more to make them so that it's, you know, they're
They can't
going
survive
paycheck
it.
to paycheck. You know what I mean? Like I don't get that mentality, you know, bleed them, you know, kick them while they're down, you know what I mean? It's like it's like fuck, man, like the whole world is literally seeing, you know, pressure and issues and whatnot, and you just go, raise them up. You know what I mean? Like the rich will be able to pay for it, and those are the only ones that count. So you know, fuck the
Well, I know.
middleman.
Well, that's what's so frustrating is it wouldn't be that way if there was more supply, right? Like if there were tons of
Yeah,
lightnings, then like it
wouldn't have
wouldn't
that
be
pool.
that
It'd be
way
begging to
because
get the shit off the
they'd be
lot.
begging to sell. They'd be giving discounts.
Yeah,
So this whole shortage thing is frustrating, man. Like, and it seems like lots of dealerships are like cutting their supply. I don't know if they can to keep this artificial shortage going or what.
yeah. I mean,
But
in every aspect they've been doing that. You know what I mean? Since that, you know, since the start of the pandemic and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Holding food products and things like that on the docks, just so that it looks scarce in the store, to increase like the amount of buys and sells, and then you know, next day there's more shit on the shelves, and like, damn, I thought this shit was limited. You know what I mean? But
yep,
you're gonna realize that it was there, but the next person who didn't see it yesterday is gonna be like, oh shit, this shit is limited. Let me get this. You know what I mean? And it's gonna rinse and repeat. You know what
yeah,
I
man.
mean?
And
Just like toilet tissue
Sony's
and paper towels, bro.
Sony's jumping on board, dude.
Yeah, man, they're following right along, man, with freaking Jim Ryan, dude. But
They're falling right along, dude. Jim
I
Ryan's
just
like, I need to jump on that lightning,
yeah, I
that
just
lightning
don't
markup.
yeah, I just don't see it like it's not like a notch in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't seem like, oh, this is what should be happening. You know, oh, they've got Game Pass and all that stuff. We're gonna raise prices because like
Right.
that's to show how premium we are. We don't give a fuck about Game Pass. We're gonna charge you even more for our consoles, and you're gonna want to buy it because we're PlayStation or something. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what's going on. I feel like if anything, with the release of, of them putting COD and Diablo and shit on, I'd fucking chalked it down $100. Like, yeah, take $100 off,
Yeah,
man. Go for it. Like, buy that shit up,
dude,
you
that's
know?
what I'm thinking, man. Like you would think with them
I
putting
want
COD
y'all
and
to
stuff.
get more. I'm making the S's or I'm making the digital versions $50 less. Come buy it. You know what
Yeah,
I
dude,
mean?
like you
Like,
gotta do something, man, to offset the Game
I
Pass situation.
at the end of the day, right? If you think about this, the fact that Sony has a priority on digital content, right? Like you can't get the redemption codes and stuff like that for games and things like that for Sony. You have to just buy them online if you want a digital game, right? Isn't that how it works? Like Sony has you purchase a digital game on the whatchamacallit, on the Sony PlayStation Network. So if that's where all of my copies are getting sold from, and they're not getting purchased from a GameStop or Best Buy or anything like that,
Mhm.
not the price of your console, your digital version. The digital version should be even cheaper to say, hey, like come buy the console. Like the PlayStation 5s are available now. Then you buy it and then you realize that, hey, I am forced to purchase these games from this section. So now they can manipulate the market however they want. They can pick and choose when they want to lower the price of a game to get more sales, or keep it, stagnant or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they
Right.
would have full control of that. So I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. It baffles me. That should definitely be beating what the S has to offer in all shapes. You know what I mean? For the console sales itself. You know what I mean? The Game Pass is gonna end up selling S's and things like that. But just making the console for the digital version cheaper in itself to say, hey, now you have access to those PS5 titles that we gave you. If you get PS Plus, you have access to all of that other shit. But if you would like to buy something that is not on the PS Plus, you can purchase it from the game store. It might
Yeah.
be sixty
I def
dollars all year around, but it's there. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
Like,
definitely think that was a screw up, man, on their part, not competing with the S, right? Like, yeah, you're getting a little bit better console, but the truth of the matter is, man, it's like what Microsoft feels about it. It's just about getting that thing, that box in your home. Because you're trying to sell software, man. Like you're not trying to make all this money, dude, on freaking software sales. I mean on hardware sales.
yeah,
Like your goal should be software, And so like I don't know. I think it was a major mistake, man, to not beat that S. That Series S is a big, big boon for Sony. I mean for
yeah.
Microsoft.
I mean, it's a little blunder. It was more of like a preference thing when you saw how much of a hard drive difference the S was to the X. You know what I mean? And then you compare the S to the digital, and you're like, damn, it's literally the same console as the regular disc PS5. It just doesn't have a disc. You know what I mean? A disc slot.
Right.
So it looked better. But then when you start incorporating the fact that they're adding consistently more and more and more and more games on Game Pass, and they're better quality games, than what they might have previously had before. And then they are adding like cloud gaming and things like that, ways to like save your hard drive space. It's just starting to look a little bit more bleaker for
Hmm.
for PlayStation in that form. So, but hopefully they switch that stuff up, man. I don't ever get it when the big corporations um try to do things to like say that they're hurting or that they're not making enough money or whatever. It's like if that's the case, then you overextended yourself, pull back on some of the extra ventures you've been doing, and
Hmm.
then just dig deep. You know what I mean? Like if you've got a good solid product, people are still gonna buy it. You know what I mean? Like, but you making sure that all the executives got their couple of millions consistently instead of just like saying, hey guys, across the board, like we got to take like a little paycheck cut. You know what I mean? to make sure that we can keep the company
Mm-hmm.
going, but not make it worse for the consumers. Let's, maybe we can't afford to just let every freaking game go, but we can definitely do our best to let more games. But maybe we can lower the console so that more people would be able to buy it, or let's put up more barriers to make sure bots can't just scoop up every fucking console that's available. Stop giving it to third party. Just get it straight from the website. We have a strict you got to enter a PSN account. It can't be just a day old. It's got to be for a while. You know what I mean? And and people are able to get the console in a line. You know what I mean? You eliminate all that scarcity bullshit.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, I think what you're saying makes sense. This is fascinating to me. It's a major risk. I think it doesn't look good when Game Pass is offering you now Call of Duty, Diablo basically for free,
Mm-hmm.
and Microsoft is going to start charging you more. I just don't see how.
Sony.
I mean, Sony's going to start charging you more. So for
Yeah.
me, it's just looking more and more and more like um, Sony's like losing this battle, at least this generation,
Yeah.
because it's nothing but them taking L's, right? Like this Call of Duty thing is huge, huge news,
Yeah.
all on Game Pass, and Sony. All the news we get is a price hike. Like, where's the good news for Sony? Like, where's the cool thing happening for Sony?
Yeah, and I got no like I've got no ill will, feelings or anything like that against Sony. I love Sony, you know what I mean? I've always loved their products and the things that they've been able to provide me and stuff like that, that I've been able to purchase from them and stuff. But I just feel like, certain situations have just been like really, really decreasing. Like I just feel like it's just like a totally different Sony since
Absolutely,
the
man.
since the last president, or the last CEO. And like
Yeah,
I got
we
nothing
all
against
we
Jim
all miss
Ryan, but
Sean, man.
it's
We all
just
miss Sean. I miss
yeah, but
Sean.
it's just like really weird. Like they're doing shit that makes them seem desperate, like they're gonna go under at any moment now.
That's what it feels like. That's
Like
what it
that,
feels
yeah,
like.
and it should not feel like that. Like
Mhm.
something as big as Sony PlayStation should not be moving as if they were like Sega or something like that. You know what I mean? And they turn into a software only company. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be the case. But it's
Totally,
just really weird. But
totally.
I hope they fix their shit, and get it. They can do like a full turnaround, man.
They
Or like
can,
somebody
dude,
gets in
but
it, like a fully candid conversation to figure out what the fuck's going on here. Because it's like who's on their board, who's fucking up shit on their board. You know what I mean? Like who is changing shit on their board to make them make totally different moves. And it's like, oh,
yeah,
Layden wasn't with us on these moves, so we moved him out. We got Jim Ryan in because he's gonna do the things that we want for this thing. Like I wanna figure out who's fucking puppeteering this bullshit, because that shit gotta
right,
change.
right. Yeah, man, I feel the same way.
Yo,
I think,
Arachne, what's up, man? Nice of you to join us.
yeah, I definitely think like Sony is,
Hey, 8 years, bro. You've been calling it for 8 years, man. That's a long ass time.
yeah, they keep finding a way to claw, but it hasn't been until the last 2 years that I
Yeah,
really felt Sony take some hits. Because the last 5 years before that, Arachnid, you
it was
have to
great.
admit, they were amazing. They
PS4 was
brought the
doing great numbers, man.
yeah, they brought the
They
numbers
were
out, and it
always
wasn't
beating out
yeah, it
Xbox.
wasn't just
Everything
a
was beating out Xbox.
yeah, it wasn't just a little better than Xbox. It was creaming Xbox, dude. Like creaming Xbox. It wasn't even close.
Hmm.
So I mean, I don't know how we can say like they've been dying for 8 years, but I feel it now. I see them dying now. Like I definitely see the situation they're in now is bad. It's dire. I think it's
Yeah,
dire.
it definitely feels like like when you're a kid and you kind of know how to swim, you don't really know how to swim, and then you just accidentally moved into the deep end. And so now you're like you're trying to take deep breaths, and you're going down to the bottom to jump off the floor just so you can get a bigger deep breath and you kind of move your ass back to where you need to fucking be. It feels like Sony is in the deep end and they're struggling to get the fuck out of there to get to the shallow part where their ass belongs. Because it's like you're swimming with these big fish out here, with Nintendo and Xbox, and these motherfuckers ain't even phased, man. Microsoft, they could fucking they could shit, like they could not sell a console all year and still keep dropping shit on Game Pass. Like it didn't phase them because all their PC revenue and Microsoft Windows and all that stuff. You know what I mean? They got too much cash flow everywhere else, and it's just like, is Sony separating their cash flow too much? Like, should they be bringing camera shit in, TVs, whatever, microphones, whatever they have? Should they be bringing all that in to the Sony PlayStation pile? Like, hey, we can all grab this money. You know what I mean? Like, what would help them to acquire big boys? Because their company is valued at such a significant difference. You know what I mean? Like, Xbox is like almost quadruple. Microsoft is quadruple worth more than Sony is. You know what I mean? So they're able to do something like, oh, I'll buy up Activision, even though it was a fucking burning mess. It was still expensive because they had good IPs, and they just scooped that shit on up.
Yeah, I think like I just disagree with Arachnid big time. Microsoft and Sony have always been worried about making money. Like, Microsoft was doing the exact same thing Sony was doing 5 years ago. What was Microsoft doing differently? Like, it wasn't until this generation that Microsoft made the big move with Game Pass. And then it wasn't until this generation when Microsoft made the move to acquire Activision. Like, those are the two.
You remember Microsoft, like back when they had the Kinect issue, right? The Kinect was that always on because they wanted the Xbox to be the hub of like your shit. So they wanted to be invested in your data with like TV shows, all of that things. Yeah, they wanted all that stuff. But like, so I felt like their direction, was shooting off like to the left field. Like that's why we were
total failure. Kinect was an absolute total failure.
Kinect was a failure, but
right.
What I'm saying is that they were moving towards that shit. Like they wanted to do that, be that be all for consumers, where Sony was like, well, this shit's about consoles. Like, we're here about games and consoles. So this is what we're going to do. But because Microsoft was thinking, I want this, like, y'all could have this right now. We're going to get it together. You know what I mean? We're going to figure it out. And, and then they slowly figure out, okay, how can we be the be all? Let's be all the games. You know what I mean? Let's have games from every fucking where just available here for a decent price. You know what I mean? I don't know. It seems like they were definitely thinking of somewhere else. But I mean, when we're sitting here looking at like just the consoles, straight up, Sony was like murdering that shit. Like, yeah, they perfected the console shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you were going to look back on the last generation, you would never think, oh yeah, it's Sony the one that's going to fail, not Microsoft.
Yeah, no,
everyone would say Microsoft was the one that was assing out because they failed on Kinect, they failed on console sales.
Yeah,
the Xbox One was atrocious. It didn't
wasn't great.
Lose a little bit. It lost a lot. So I don't know how you can look back on the conversation and like your deduction is, oh, Sony's the one's going to fail here. That just doesn't add up to me.
Yeah, no. When you're looking at the consoles, when you're looking at the console war, you would think, yeah, Sony's the one that's gonna prevail. Even at the beginning of the year, or 2020. When you saw like the PS5 and then you saw the Xbox Series X revealed, you're like, oh, Sony's gonna shit all over it. It's like, what the fuck? Xbox just did a cube, man. They did a rectangle. Like, they weren't even trying to design anything magical. You know what I mean? Like, and there's like all these beautiful slants and curves and things like that, for the PlayStation. You know what I mean? So it's like a huge difference, in like what they were, investing their time in or whatever. But then you got Game Pass. Shit changed. after that. It just was like, oh fuck, like I don't give a fuck if this was a cube or not. Like this bitch got like a lot of games on this motherfucker.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, it just definitely doesn't add up for me. But now, for me, I think the Call of Duty acquisition, that's kind of like one of the bigger nails. I feel like with Game Pass, like there's time for Sony to adjust and like maybe make their own Game Pass and like quickly catch up. But like the Call of Duty, dude, acquisition just makes it like so hard.
The only way I see it going is that Sony pays an absorbent amount of money to make Call of Duty just a free game. Like to offer it for free on the PlayStation Plus. That's the only way I see it.
Wait, Arachne, what do you mean? You call? How did you call it was going to play out this way? That Microsoft was going to invent Game Pass and that they were going to acquire Activision and make Call of Duty free? You didn't guess that, bro. You didn't guess that. There's no way you guessed that.
Yeah, but I'm so like with the portable CD war, like the CD players and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like that was like some different shit. Like I don't think Zune or like the iPhone or whatever was ever did any CD shit. You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, they're coming in seeing that MP3 files can, be made portable with like a small hard drive. You know what I mean? I think they were like in two different brackets. It'd be interesting if like you had like the Walkman, and then the Walkman decided to go digital. After cassettes and CDs, and then it went digital, and you have a Walkman MP3 player or something like that. You know what I mean? Then it'd be like, oh, okay, the motherfuckers knew, what time it was. But it was other companies that were just coming in and starting a whole new wave.
Cloud-based gaming. If you're saying streaming games, you mean cloud-based games? Because there's no streaming games. You mean like on Twitch? Because that's not a Microsoft thing.
No, I think he means cloud-based.
Okay, cloud-based gaming. Both Sony and Microsoft are in that deep. That has nothing to both Sony and Microsoft both have their own cloud technology. Sony even bought that company for cloud gaming technology. I can't remember.
They did, but they haven't gone anywhere with that shit. Like,
no, what I'm trying to say is the difference was Microsoft gave away a free game service where all party games are free. I don't think anyone anticipated that. I don't think anyone anticipated that Microsoft was going to start giving away their games basically for free. There's no way anyone anticipated that. Show me the video. If you got the video, Arachnid, of you saying, yep, I see Microsoft's going to start making a service where all their games will be free.
Bro, Arachnid does movie reviews as well. I don't think he talks about games.
He should
get him on here, though.
He just said, I'm going to see if I posted a video about this years ago. Well, I want to see that. Let me see it. Show me the video then. If you have it, I want to see this video where you
gotta hear Arachnid's voice on here one time, man. We gotta get him on the pod and talk about some of this stuff, man.
For sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for streaming games. I thought you did mad movie reviews, bro.
That's funny, dude. You did 5 movie reviews, and that's his bread and butter. He said you tell me. Dude. That's funny. No, Racky was just saying, right? He was saying right there how he had a video about. I was like, I want to see you predict Microsoft Game Pass. I want to see Game Pass.
Oh, okay. The one time that I had gone over there, you had a movie review or something I had watched, and I had made a comment on there, and then yeah. My bad though. But I'm gonna holler at you sometime this week. And we're gonna schedule, see if we can shoot you a link so you can hop on here and talk about some topics with us if you don't mind. You can post it on your shit too. You can stream on your shit as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We can do a tandem unite, a fusion.
Just without the dance.
Yeah. Uh, it's not the Game Pass exactly. It's the console of Microsoft. The concept of Microsoft not caring if they make money on console or PC. Yeah, we talked about that a while back.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree
yeah,
with
I
that.
remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
talked
all knew
about that
that was
a
happening.
few, yeah,
We
quite
all
a
knew
few
that.
months ago.
Yeah, we
That
know
they
that.
just
Yeah,
because we
gave
were
up
like,
on
oh, they
PC.
don't give a fuck about the console. Like they focus solely on this Game Pass. Like they didn't give a shit what you sell. Like they making shit for TVs and everything else just to make sure that the games are available to everybody in any way.
See, like a lot of these things, like go back 5 years, and Microsoft didn't care about console or PC. That's true, but that's an easy pivot. Sony can just all of a sudden stop caring about consoles too, put all the games on PC. What's not an easy pivot is trying to find a way to compete with Game Pass. Sony doesn't even have the money to do something like that. Like they can't afford to do what Microsoft is doing. Like that's just a straight KO. That's like
Yeah,
a hard
Microsoft
punch.
is
That's a
Microsoft
hard
is
gut punch.
yeah, Microsoft is essentially footing the bill. To
Yes.
in the beliefs
Yes.
that they will acquire more than enough revenue from the monthly subscriptions to cover the bill that they foot. And these guys are going off of all like predictions of what they're gonna sell, what they've sold before, and things like that to make the price. So it's not like they're doing like any lowball figures. You know what I mean? They're giving them like essentially like market value for their games. But it's just so it's like damn, they're taking a hell of a gamble. You know,
Yeah.
and I
I'm
guess in
just
some
saying.
ways those game companies are taking a gamble too, because you see other
Right. It's a
ones like,
gamble.
oh shit, my game was for free and now I'm fucked because it's more people playing the free shit. It wasn't free for a short period of time, and then like 10, 20 people played it, and now oh you missed out, but you can still buy it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like hundreds of thousands of people have played my game, and so now there's no aftermarket value, of it being on the shelves or some shit.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
don't think like I agree with Godly in the sense that to me what's unique is Game Pass. That's what's the game changer. That's what's making me feel like Sony's dying. Any other reason, whether it be PC gaming, uh getting out of the console business, none of those felt like it does now. It feels very real now. Sony's legitimately unable to pivot. There is no direction. There is no move they could make to get out of this mess because they cannot do a Game Pass. Like they cannot do that. They can't give away a game like Starfield for free. They can't give away a game like Call of Duty for free. Like Sony can just not do that. And so that's more so like what I'm talking about when I say like I feel like Sony is really really toast. Like they're done. And why I think Sony in not too long from now is going to be a game developer and not really a hardware developer. And they're just going to make great games for every console because I don't see how Sony can compete with Game Pass. I think
I
that's too
mean,
much.
if you really look at it, right, like okay, the reason why I feel like Sony is going downhill is just because they're making moves that would assume otherwise. You know what I mean? Like while things are getting bought up left and right around them, they are making some purchases and things like that, but they're not doing certain things to like, oh, I can join you. I can do that too. Like, we'll offer this, that, whatever. You know what I mean? They're still doing things like, raising the price of their console. That makes it feel like they're not capable of doing the same stuff or that they're hurting in certain ways or whatever. That there's a lot of things that can't be done. But I don't know. I think if Sony just took like a step back and decided like, hey, we won't do exclusives anymore. Like we don't we need to care about exclusives. We need to care about profit. So how can we get profit? By making our games available everywhere. Start making games that are from Sony PlayStation Studios available on the Xbox. If they were to jump that bridge and and make games available for their, essentially their enemy, you know what I mean, their biggest competitor, I think that the tides would change. You know what I mean? Having an Uncharted, having a freaking God of War on Xbox that you'd be able to play, would be mind blowing. You know what I mean? Like having it available all at all those places, and and it's like those are the games that are available on the Xbox, but they're not available on Game Pass. I think would make people want to buy those games. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
just feel like if that's the scenario, then you've that's what I mean by like you've admitted defeat in the hardware war. Like if you're gonna start doing that and just sell your games to every console, then why are you even selling hardware anymore? You might as well just have a PC, Steam Deck, right? You might just have like a PC that just plays everything, and yeah, you can play it on an Xbox. But I agree. I think that's where they go to make a lot of money. I agree with you there. I just think that that's the beginning of the end for them as a hardware maker. That's what I mean by the war. I think like they just lose that hardware war. Because if they're gonna start making a game for the Xbox, then why am I buying a PlayStation now? Like I'll just buy the Xbox because I get Game Pass and I get the PlayStation games. Like why
Yeah.
am I gonna ever buy a PlayStation again? And so that's why I think it's gonna be the beginning of the end for them as a hardware developer, not game developer, but hardware developer for sure.
Right. But I mean, you can do like, maybe you do old stuff, or you just do the new stuff or whatever. I don't know. But I'm thinking like, yeah, ultimately, if that's how the company, because it feels like the company's moving because they need money. Like they're moving in ways that broke companies would move. So if you're broke, then just open the floodgates. Put the games out everywhere. Get as much money as you can, and then like give people samples of the crack. You know what I mean? I got a couple of vials. You get a little free spliff, you get hooked, and then you come back to me when you realize
It's
that I
funny.
got the crack that you like over here, and I'm not bringing it over there anymore. I didn't go up the block to sell you the shit no more. I'm back down here on Fifth Street. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
Arachnid. See, that's what I agree with you on. I feel like before Game Pass, before Game Pass, there was ways to pivot. Like if you took over Sony tomorrow, I feel like there's ways to pivot to not die. But I feel like with Game Pass, I feel like you're dead. I feel like there's no way to compete with that. Like that's the crux. That's so hard to compete with. When Microsoft can just buy a studio like Activision and then just put it for free on Game Pass,
bro,
how does Sony how do you as a consumer not say, dude, Microsoft's the way to go? Like
I'm
it just
telling you, bro.
seems like Sony loses.
Sprinkle the shit on the streets, just like Arachne said, bro. You just gotta give them a little bit of shit. People don't have, the outsiders, the people that are on Xbox and whatnot and PC only, don't know the flavor of what Sony's got cooking. They see some things or whatever, but they've never played the games. They've never felt the emotions that that you and I have felt, or Arachnid has felt when we play these games. Some people are getting little tastes of it now because some of these games are hitting PC. But I was talking to one of my coworkers, man, and he got a PlayStation, which is it's really weird as fuck. But he got a PlayStation, and he's never played games like God of War and freaking Last of Us and Uncharted and shit like that. I'm like, dude, man, you got a whole catalog that you need to go and tap into, and you got a PS5 now. Like you need to go into that PS5 collections, man, and start playing, dude. Like you got to play at least God of War. You know what I mean? At least Last of Us. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but these are great games, and if you were to get access to it on Xbox, you could not deny it. And if like, okay, I played The Last of Us. That was a great game. Okay, I played God of War. That was a great game. Oh, I played Uncharted. That was a great game. Oh, I played freaking damn, what was that other game that Ben did? Ben Studios did.
Bend? You mean
Yeah,
Days Gone?
Yeah, Days Gone. There you go. I played Days Gone. That was a great game. Like, you mean you're getting all of these games that are good, and then there's a game that the same studios have been making, but it's only available on the PlayStation, and it's big. You know what I mean? Maybe you do that. Like maybe you just like all new franchises. You don't put those on the Xbox, but you put all of the ones that are have sequels and stuff. You put those on the Xbox. Oh, or you put the first ones on the Xbox, seconds, thirds, whatever. Those are on the PlayStation. So there's got to be some way to get out there so that more people will want to come over. You know what I mean? But you'll still be able to make a lot of money and stay afloat without just totally giving it up. But at the end of the day, what I mean, when we look at these things, like these consoles are literally grasping straws. They're literally fighting to stay as relevant as a console is. I mean, a PC is. The moment Steam Deck, the moment a PC gets to a more affordable, accessible rate and be able to stay with it, then nobody's gonna really get a console. You know what I mean? It's like it's gonna be like, why? Like, why would I even get it? You know what I mean? Shit's coming to PC and it just looks like 8K, but I'm still getting like 4K graphics on this Xbox or this PlayStation. Like, why would I?
For sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of Steam Deck stuff being made. I mean, there's things that struggle. There's things that can't quite put out like 1080p on their screens or something like that because everybody's focused on trying to make it a reasonable price for a handheld while still outputting great results. But it's tough, you know what I mean? But like I feel like Steam Deck is the game changer. The fact that you're able to just hook it up to a monitor and it's a different unit now. You know what I mean? You don't got to focus on that small screen. You can do something else, like the Switch or something like that, But yeah.
Yeah, I think that the one thing that consoles still add to some degree is the
The easy
universal
accessibility.
universal access for developers to know that their game can play on
Yeah.
everything everyone owns. That's something that consoles really offer, right? So if you're going to have a Steam Deck, you need to make sure like there's only one Steam Deck. Like there's
Yeah.
only one console that every game can play on it, and then developers will play or will develop games on that system. I think that's the beauty of consoles. If you just have PCs and no consoles, then I think it makes it a lot harder for developers to know like what their games can be played on. And like knowing for certain, hey, there's 40 million PS5s out there, and if I make this game, there's that, and that's my audience. Like I think that helps game development. I think that's good for the game industry. So I don't think consoles go away, but I just think why is Sony going to waste time with this exclusive junk? Like the exclusive route is just dead in the water because of Game Pass. Like they can't compete. So it's just the state of the industry.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, we could talk about this, all day. With the debate whether Sony's gonna fail or find some way to succeed or whatnot. But I'm gonna hit you up, Arachnid. We're gonna see if we could send you a invite so you could just chat with us next time. Since you always here watching with us and whatnot, we might as well hear your opinion so you ain't gotta type so much. You get cramped fingers and shit. Your fingers be looking like this after the pod and whatnot. but yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and end the show there. That was the last topic that we had to talk about. If you guys haven't peeped out the Atomic Heart trailer from Gamescom, you should definitely check that out. That shit looks crazy. But
Yeah, it's fire, man. If you haven't seen that,
yeah,
totally
man. But
fire, man.
Arachnid, if you haven't seen it, bro, go look at that thing, man. But yeah, so until next week, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.